Welcome back to Cryptopia, where we go over. I don't even remember the intro for this. It's been so long since I've made a video like this, and I would really like to start making videos again and trying to be more consistent, at least once a week if I can. But basically, what I'm trying to do, or what I was trying to do, was just highlight things in the NFT space on the crypto market, just to kind of bring awareness for people in case you didn't know what was going on, or you don't have time to go search up NFT stuff and information, and just maybe whatever funny thing kind of comes across as I'm doing the research. So one of the things that I missed that came out was like Ubisoft's NFTs appear to be selling poorly, but the CEO says they're just beginning. They're just the beginning of a move into the blockchain technology. So essentially, he's saying that it's still got a long ways to go before it maybe takes off, and it's a little slow right now, and they're sort of just getting their feet wet with this stuff here. So let's see. Ubisoft launched on Ubisoft Quartz platform for the sole purpose of selling NFTs. They trailed it with weapons, skins of Ghost Recon or for Ghost Recon, breakpoints, but the problem is they've racked up a fairly poor sales. Of the 2,000 skins listed 6 days ago, December 20th, if I remember correctly. Yep, that's when this article came out. Just 6 have sold. So, despite this, the CEO has told the company developers that these NFTs are just the beginning of the company's move into the blockchain technology, and I'm sure they've got a lot more stuff planned in the future. Okay, as we can see over here, so this is Ubisoft Quartz. I don't really fully understand. I think this is some Ubisoft Quartz is a new experience for our players, built upon our vision of creating an ever greater connection between you and the games and the game worlds you love. It aims to offer you more autonomy and agency when interacting with the in-game items that help you craft your own story. This is a place where you can acquire digits, the first Ubisoft NFTs, playable in a HD game and relying on an energy efficient technology. So I haven't really done the research into this particular part. Maybe somebody knows. You can acquire these maybe through playing a specific game itself. Not exactly sure. Just thought it was interesting that Ubisoft isn't doing too well with these, but these are the ones that they're sort of offering. Doesn't really seem too crazy. But again, these look to be like maybe the first 3 editions are free. Back when they first launched, so you could kind of grab these. Hopefully they're a little bit better. If you're into this stuff and you didn't know it was about, if you're into Ubisoft or you're into Ghost Recon and you want to pick it up, go over to here, Ubisoft Quartz. I don't know if you can see that. I think I have it blocked out. So, but anyways, Ubisoft Quartz right here, and maybe you can see if you can grab some NFTs that might be on the lower end right now, and they might pick up later on. I'm gonna run to the trailer real quick. I just want to see what's going on. Experience design for Ubisoft. Yeah, so if that's something you're interested in, check it out. Ubisoft Quartz. Sorry I didn't do a little bit more in-depth research into this. I might later on if it becomes a little bit more in the news. This was just something quick that they're not doing too well. So if anybody's looking to make a quick buck, maybe hopefully in the future, not financial advice, but hey, maybe go check these out. Maybe you can get them on the cheap. Maybe it's just something you want to collect right now, and the prices, I think the prices are relatively stacked though for some of them. I'm hearing like 100,000 Tezos or something like that. Somebody said somewhere. Yeah. So over 6 days of trading, just 6 weapon skins have sold, and none of the clothing, so just the weapon stuff. That's pretty obvious. The lowest asking price for a weapon skin is about $40 or $39.99 Tezo, sorry, which is $159.96, and they go as high as an eye-watering 100,000 Tezos, which is $400,000. It's a lot of money. So maybe they can go for, despite this, they're not selling for anywhere near that value. Finalized price have ranged from just about 5 Tezos, $20 to 20 Tezos, $80. The highest offering anybody has placed for the remaining NFTs is just 5 Tezos. So again, if you're looking to grab something, this might be something you can really just kind of pick up real quick on the cheap. And you never know, as Ubisoft starts to pick up its NFTs selling, maybe in the future it could be something. Again, not financial advice, but hey, if you're interested in it anyways, maybe go check it out. What was it? Ubisoft Courts. Another thing I came across was Vivi. So Vivi, from my understanding, has a lot of like digital collectibles in terms of comic books. I think they've got some other stuff going on as well. If we just click over here, and you know what I mean? Yeah. So you got digital comics for Iron Fist. You've got Deadpool over here. You got Marvel's Avengers. So they got Mickey Mouse over here, whatever this thing belongs to. Doing some Coca-Cola stuff, but I think majority of what they kind of seem to offer, as we saw just a second ago, they have a lot of comic book stuff. You can see Adventure Time over here. So you're looking at a fairly like nerdy collectible comics, strips, maybe some posters, etc., things like that. So I would say check out Vivi if you're a big comic book fan. I'm sure you're gonna find tons of stuff that you're looking for right there. And from what I understand, they're not too expensive either. Like they're selling on a rather low end. I would say if you're looking into this though, maybe partner up with and take a look at the real world counterpart and see how it's selling, and see if you can maybe nab this, because I think some of this stuff is listed at like $6.99, which is a killer price, especially if it can later on go up to being like hundreds of thousands of millions. You never know, depending. I mean, I'm not much of a comic book person. I don't think they've ever sold for that high, but you can probably net a pretty penny if you pick the right comic books and you know what you're doing. One of my biggest problems with NFTs is I don't know exactly what I'm always doing with them when I'm trying to pick the ones that I think are nice, right? I've come across some Pokemon related ones that I wanted to grab for myself, but have not done so. And that's the only, but it's nostalgic for my childhood, so it makes sense to me. I'm not really much of a comic book fan. If you did this with even then, even with manga, it's not really the same. I've never collected manga in that way, even though I do have some. Eventually, as a kid, it's easier to find the ones you wanted to read online because they're in Japan, so you weren't really gonna get a steady flow to get your hands on the right comics at the right time to keep up with the series. So you'd better off just reading it online. And Japan was really on top of that before a lot of other places. I mean, I don't know when Iron or Marvel took into that, but manga for me to read was from the moment I started reading manga, it was already out online to read, and that was like in junior high or whatever, right? So. Or even, I started watching anime in elementary school. So, but junior high is when I started to probably read it and sit down there and actually go through it all. So, if they did this with manga, I don't know if it would work the same, but you could do a lot of other things with manga that would work just as well, if not better. But if you're a comic book fan, I suggest check out Vivi, get the app, and look around. Maybe you'll find something that you enjoy. Maybe something that is on the cheap end, and you can turn that around and make some money out of that. Not financial advice, but hey, why not take a look if you're interested in comic books anyways, right? It's always easier if you know what the thing is that you're, dealing with. If you have a strong connection to it, makes it easier to understand its value. Might make you some money. And lastly, I just wanted to bring this up to people because, again, I've been scoping around, but I really don't own any NFTs. I think they're super interesting. I'm really, really interested in digital land and trying to get involved in that more than anything else. That's I think I want to try that for 2022. But one of the things here, top 5 tax tips for NFT investors. Now, I'm going to link everything in the description down below. I'm not here to give financial advice, especially on NFT stuff right now. But the idea is that there's a list of things that you actually kind of do need to know. NFT purchases are taxable whether or not you sell them. Clients should know the difference between short and long-term capital gains. I know there's it's sometimes better if you do hold it for 12 months and a year or and a day rather than holding it for just 12 months, because you actually get less taxed for the extra day once you're a year over. So that's something to keep in mind. You can be taxed on airdrops and giveaways. That's unfortunate. right? You almost have you almost can't not participate in those. I mean, you can if you take your, I guess you just take your stuff off of the exchange, but it's like still, creating a taxable event when you've just gotten something free is kind of annoying, right? Gas fees and can and should be counted into your capital gains. I think this is actually a good thing because I think it helps reduce the amount you actually have to pay. I think it is a quick example here. The gains would be 1,000. Yeah. For instance, if they purchased an NFT for 1,000 and sold it for 2,000, the gains would be 1,000. But adding a $200 gas fee to the 1,000 purchase puts the cost basis actually at 1,200, so the gains is only 800. So that might actually be a beneficial thing for you. Tax planning is still important for NFT collectors. So if you have NFTs, if you sold NFTs, if you're in the States, this is state specific. I'm in Canada, and I don't really know if it reflects the same way. I'll have to look into that. But if you're in the States, you might be creating taxables events with NFTs. Even though it's supposed to kind of be like regular art, and you're not really supposed to. But it seems that there's a whole loophole about like, when you involve crypto. Because I know at one point, if you use dollars to buy it and you don't use crypto to buy the NFT, then you don't accrue any. They're like, oh, he has it right here. However, if you purchase an NFT using US dollars, which is possible on some platforms, that's a non-taxable event or not a taxable event. So you know what I mean? So if you've been using crypto to get, and I think most of the platforms or most of the big ones anyways use like Ethereum to get your NFTs, then you might want to take a look into this article and maybe do a deeper dive into what's coming up next year for those of you, so you don't get screwed over by the tax man. Anyways, I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention. I want to link everything in the description down below. So yeah, just a reminder, if you're an Ubisoft, whatever fan, and you're looking, you're big Ghost Recon fan, and you're looking to grab some things, you might be able to get some of these on the cheap. You never know. Might as well just take a look just in case. Remember, that's at Ubisoft Courts. I would say check out Vivi if you're a comic book fan of any kind or even a little bit, right? Just check it out. You never know. You might be able to grab something. There might be something cool there for you. You might be something on cheap. I'm seeing things for $6.99 when I was searching around through it. So you're definitely, you're not looking at stuff that's really expensive right now, but could potentially. I've heard some stories of things evolving to like maybe like 40K or something like that, or 25K. You know what I mean? Like, so it's at $6.99 to maybe make a 10 grand profit off of that after would be insane, right? So you never know. Take a look. It's only $6 or $7 rather, and you never know. And then lastly, make sure you're taking a look at your cryptocurrency. What's taxed and what isn't. If you are a big NFT investor or seller or whatever, just make sure you cover your ass, because you don't want to get blasted by the IRS, for whatever reason. It's just not a fun time, I imagine. So take a look, make sure that your taxes and everything is up to date. Take a look at this article, read it through. Just make sure you're covered, man. That's it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. I'm going to try and make more videos, NFT specific videos. I'm trying to do at least once a week, maybe kind of collect the week's worth of NFT information and bring it to you guys. But there's also sometimes there's certain NFT events. That's another thing I really want to know. I want to grab fast is the NFT events, because a lot of them happen like drops, auctions, stuff like that, and I never, if I miss it for whatever reason, it's too late to talk about it, right? It's like I would like to talk about it. I'm like, hey, here's what's coming up next week. Here's what's coming up tomorrow. Here's what's coming up soon. It's just trying to catch those events. There's so much things going on in the cryptocurrency market. My own investments. Plus, there was the crash that's been happening lately. So just all over the place, trying to figure out what I'm doing here with my cryptocurrency. So, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.